Sometimes you just want a really addictive, simple high-score chaser to play on your phone, but it can be really hard to sift through the bad ones that are chock full of ads and in-app purchases, but I've done that for you in this video. Let's get right into it. First up, we have Rebounder. Now this plays a lot like Brick Breaker, except you don't have a paddle that you move left and right. There's just a solid line at the bottom of the screen, and when the ball reaches that line, you press your finger on the screen and it'll shoot the ball back up into the bricks. And depending on the timing of how you do this, the ball will be faster or slower and be sent at different angles. It's really unique and really fun, and just a simple spin on a great classic formula. Definitely check it out. Next up, we have Everybody Swing. Now you're constantly spinning in circles, and you tap on the screen to release yourself so that you can fling yourself to the next ledge or branch, so to speak. And you keep doing this and using inertia to your advantage. It's actually really tough to learn these mechanics and kind of the physics of the game, and that's what's so addicting about this one. And there's a ton of cosmetics to unlock as well. Definitely check it out. Next up, we have Flappy Dragon, which is obviously inspired by Flappy Bird. You fly your dragon through various obstacles like you do in Flappy Bird. However, there are power-ups that make you larger or smaller or breathe fire or stuff that makes it easier to fly through these obstacles and obtain a high score. Now on top of that, during runs, you collect eggs that you can include into your hatchery, and then you hatch new dragons, all with their own unique looks. It's really fun and addicting. Definitely check it out. Next up, we have Gatecrasher 2. Now you have two different colored rockets, so to speak, and they are traveling in an upward trajectory. Now you can move your finger left or right on the screen in order to have them cross each other and change positions on the screen. And there's various colored gates that match these rockets, and you have to match these rockets with these gates for them to crash through them and continue on to your high score. It's really tricky, and it gets really hard whenever things get really fast, but it's so addicting because of that. It's simple and fun. Definitely check it out. Next up, we have Night Skate, which is one of my personal favorites on this list. Now you're trying to do as many tricks as you can on various obstacles in the environment that you're skating, and if you do them in quick succession, then you get combos and you get higher scores during a line. Now what's interesting is that with these scores, you can unlock all different kinds of color palettes as well as new environments to skate in. It's super addicting, and I think this is one of the most beautiful looking and sounding games in this genre. Definitely check it out. Next up, we have Shootin' Star. Now you're trying to climb as high as you can as this star, and the higher you go, the higher your score. Now you use weaponry in order to do so, and you can shoot this weaponry at enemies or use it to propel yourself higher and higher. However, there's limited ammo in each gun, so you have to continue to collect new weaponry as you ascend. This really does feel like Doodle Jump with a unique twist, and it feels really nostalgic for some reason. Definitely check it out. Next up, we have Bouncy Hoops. Now this game has been on my phone for years at this point, and you try to make baskets in a certain time limit, and as soon as you make a basket, then it will change positions and you have to do that again. If you bounce it off the backboard or make a swish, then it'll give you bonus points, and if you make a swish or bounce it off the backboard multiple times in a row, you'll turn on fire and your score will multiply even higher. It's so addicting to compete with yourself as well as others on the leaderboard, and the physics of this game are so satisfying. I highly suggest it. Next up, we have Star Jolt. Now you'll be flying your spaceship through tight corridors in order to avoid the sides and collect as much currency as possible. And you slide your finger left or right on the screen to do so, and the physics of this game and learning how they work are really satisfying to do. And on top of that, there's tons of different color palettes for you to unlock, and I just love the retro arcade art style here. It really gives it a vibe all of its own. Definitely check it out. Next, we have Toasted Up. Now you play as a piece of bread, and you have to flick this piece of bread as high as possible. And you do this by trying to avoid obstacles and projectiles and collecting as much butter as you can. Now there are tons of cosmetics to unlock in this game, and they're all super wacky and fun, and this game really does have a cute vibe all of its own. I highly suggest this one. Definitely check it out. Last but not least, we have Evernight. Now you have to slash your way through hordes of enemies as a knight, and these enemies have different behavior patterns as well as directions that they will attack and different attacks. So you kind of have to navigate your way through a maze of these enemies, and it's really hard, really tough, and this may just be the hardest game on this list. However, that makes it the most rewarding. Each and every run you feel yourself getting better and better at it, and it's really satisfying. Definitely check it out. Alright guys, that was my list of 10 simple and addicting games that you can play on your phone right now. Don't forget to leave a like, pop a sub, and comment if it helped you out in any way, because that really helps me out and I appreciate it in advance. If you want more content from me, check out any of the links in the description down below, especially my TikTok. I cover mobile games every single day on there, even on the weekends. I appreciate your guys' support once again. I hope you're staying safe and take it easy.